Right now, a KSL exclusive, a Utah family's memorable encounter with country music legend Merle Haggard.
Haggard died today on his 79th birthday from complications of pneumonia. A real-life outlaw, Haggard spent nearly 3 years in prison, convicted of burglary, but many of those struggles became the inspiration for his songs.
He tells the truth, you know? To me, it all comes back in country music to the truth.
Of his songs, 38 of his songs hit the top of the country charts. 71 singles made it to the top 10.
A lot of people in Utah are Merle Haggard fans, but maybe not as much as two women from Sanpete County.
News specialist Alex Cabrero has this exclusive story from the time when Haggard went missing after not showing up for a concert here in Salt Lake City.
Sometimes small towns have big stories. This one is true.
Yeah, don't know how it all worked out that way, but it did.
You have to go back nearly 40 years to when Kelly Nielsen and her sister Becky, well, let's just say they were a little younger back then.
In the afternoons, we all would gather as family, and this is where we'd sit and visit.
In those days, along this row of buildings on Main Street in Ephraim was a barn. And when Kelly went in, she recognized a man right away.
I just knew it was Merle Haggard.
Place where even squares can have a ball.
That's right, Merle Haggard, the country music star.
Magic Mama.
And I just said, you've got to be Merle Haggard. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. And I said, yeah, you really are.
Eventually, he admitted it. Nielsen can be persistent.
Our mother was a big Merle Haggard fan, so growing up, lots of albums with his face on it, so I knew right off.
But she also knew restaurants in small towns don't stay open late, so when Haggard finally said he was hungry, Nielsen invited him to her parents' house in Manti.
I was here home all by myself,
where her sister Becky was.
All of a sudden, she walked in with Merle Haggard and this other strange guy, and my mouth about hit the floor.
It's not every day Merle Haggard shows up at your house, so Becky made him a sandwich.
We fed them, and then they left. It was really a weird experience.
They even got his autograph before he left on a piece of cardboard from a beer box.
Really nice guy, yeah.
They then went back to the Ephraim motel he was staying in, it's not much now, where he sang and played guitar all night long.
Just a fun night.
Of course, no one believed their story.
Who would think that something like that would happen in a small town, you know, like that?
However, when newspaper articles at the time reported him missing and not showing up for a planned concert that night in Salt Lake City, people figured the sisters were telling the truth.
I just thought he was going on vacation or whatever, going somewhere, and just happened to stop by through here.
Whatever his reason, the sisters didn't really talk about it all that much anymore until they saw the news today that Merle Haggard had died.
And I mean, he was a big part of making the country music what it is today.
The first thing I thought about was him walking through the kitchen door.
Yeah, that one night when the Okie from Muskogee was in Sanpete County.
He was just hungry.
In Ephraim, Alex Cabrero, KSL 5 News.